Hi there, it's Jen from modernmedicinelady.com and the Empathic Woman System, and the word of the day is resonate. So I was having a conversation with a dear friend of mine about what we are going through right now, the powerful time we are in, the terrifying time we are in, and how we've both noticed that it's really easy to get distracted. It's really easy to get pulled out of our center. It's really easy to go into fear, to go into resistance, to go into indignation, to go into anger, and especially, I notice for me, to get sucked into the headlines and to just go into these places where I'm like looking at stuff that is just gets me agitated. And as I had this conversation, I was saying that one of the things that I've really been noticing within myself is that my inner child is getting really activated, that there is a part of me that feels like she's maybe 5 or 6 years old and she's scared. And she doesn't know what to do, but she wants to try to make it better. And so her way of trying to make it better is a very emotional thing, and she tends to get anxious, and she's either thinking about the past or she's projecting into the future. But she is not very calm. She's not very relaxed. She has a tendency to go back to the headlines over and over again, and she has a tendency to kind of pick at it instead of sort of making note of something and then sort of and then stepping away. She goes back again and again and again. And I was thinking about the qualities that I've noticed over the years that seem to come up when we have wounded or unreconciled parts of ourselves, particularly those little children, those kids inside of us. And some of the things I've noticed is that when the kid is driving the bus instead of the adult, they tend to, for one thing, jump to quick conclusions. They tend to already have opinions. They tend to assume things about stuff. They tend to be impulsive. They tend to be demanding. They tend to be highly emotional and often very reactive. And whereas the adult can be much calmer, much more reasonable, and also has a tendency to be able to look at the whole picture and the needs of the greater whole, as opposed to the kid who tends to look at the needs of themselves first and foremost. And I was thinking that, the thing is, right now, we have somebody who is getting a lot of public attention, who fits a lot of this description. They're very emotional, they're very opinionated, they're very volatile, they seem to want a lot of attention, and they are very reactive and very impulsive. And my suspicion is that there's an inner child that is basically driving the bus right now. And the thing is that inner child who is getting a lot of airtime and a lot of attention and who has the power to do a lot of stuff, that inner child seems to be basically bringing out the inner children in a lot of the rest of us. And what I think is happening is that for many of us, our inner children are resonating with his inner child. And all of these scared, needy, unprepared to deal with adult situation children are kind of trying to sort this stuff out and drive the bus. But the thing is that in the same way that we would never, if we were in a situation with our own children and there was a situation or a crisis going on, we would never say to the 5-year-old, okay, you're in charge. We can't allow our inner children to be the ones that are in charge. We can't let them be the ones that are in the control room or driving the bus. And the first step to doing this is to acknowledge their presence, to acknowledge their needs, to acknowledge the fact that they're scared right now. And unless we give them some space and we do what we can to help and honor their needs and honor their fear and soothe that, it's much more likely that they're going to be subconsciously or unconsciously kind of running around in the background, affecting us greatly. Whereas when we acknowledge that there is a child within us that is really feeling a lot and has been really activated and is really resonating with all the other kids that are going on in the world or being affected by the world right now, then we have the ability to do something about it. And so part of it is about acknowledging the kid and then finding a way to create safety for that child within us. Sometimes it's even just a dialogue of being able to say, you know, I know that you're feeling really scared, and I know that this is a really intense time right now, and that's okay. I'm going to be the one in charge right now. You don't have to figure this out. This is not your job. Because that kid is going to keep trying to do the job. The kid is going to keep trying to figure it out until we, as the adult in charge, have the opportunity to say, you know what? I hear you, I honor your fear, and I got this. So you can put it down right now. So actually, my question to you is, number one, does this resonate for you? Does this make sense? And if it does, how is your inner kid responding to what is going on in the world around you right now? Have you noticed that your kid is the one who's reacting? Is your kid trying to find the solutions? Is your kid scrambling to fix stuff right now? And how can you soothe your child? How can you honor that inner child within that is being affected by all of this? And how can you bring that child to safety so that you can restore some calmness and come back to a place where you're feeling more grounded, more centered, and not being pulled all over the place by that very scared little kid? So I'd love to hear what you have to say about all of this. Please leave a comment below and let me know what you think and how you're taking care of that inner child. And until next time, I'm wishing you peace and ease and also a good, safe place for those emotional parts of ourselves that do not need to be in the driver's seat. And until next time, if you haven't already done it, please go subscribe to my YouTube channel, Jennifer Moore, Modern Medicine Lady, and pass this message along to other highly sensitive empathic women that you know. Please help me spread the word. Like this, share this. Thank you so very much. Peace.